All right, I'm gonna try this for a third time because my video for some reason keeps getting interrupted. I just got done checking out the Sound of Freedom movie with the family, and well, it's not what you think. All right, it's pretty much, and I don't want to get into storytelling about the child sex trafficking industry. Okay, where you got some DEA agents, DEA type agents, that is, to try to find out who's doing it, and they went and caught a bunch of guys out there in Colombia. Okay, that are into that business. There's a lot of tentacles, all right, and channels in that business. Is very, very organized. I was just amazed on how it was organized and who's running it. And the people that you think that is running it ain't running it, all right? That is kind of done in a very like deceptive and sacred way. But I will tell you this from doing my studies on that, and I was when I went back to school here some years back, I took women's studies and also social justice classes and that type of stuff. All right, and doing the research, and I was really, really amazed at what information that I saw. Okay, that this is a $150 billion business with a B, and these children are snatched up for two reasons: either for sex trafficking and or organ harvesting. All right, uh, so that's basically what it's about, and it's one of the things that's been going on since the beginning of the time. For example, and I've said this before, even back in the biblical days where children were used as slaves, for example, like the Egyptians, to build pyramids and other type of stuff when the parents had borrowed money and came up short. All right, so uh, Egyptians use Middle Eastern people, or Middle Eastern people use Africans as sex slaves. Okay, same in the Americas. Okay, when the Indians were colonized for work and sex. So, and actually, it's one of the things where you can consider the slavery, although slavery was abolished, but it's not really actually quote unquote abolished. Okay, because children are used for a lot of different purposes, like for example, like in Asia and so forth, sweatshop working and all kinds of other stuff. Okay, from the studies I've done, I like I say, I know I can relate to it. Okay, where uh, is usually these countries, the Americas, the Caribbean, Brazil, those countries like that, and then China. All right, believe it or not. So, and it was based out in Colombia, and that was just a drop in the bucket. Okay, many, probably about, I think it's more than that, about 40% of children being snatched up are probably black and brown kids. Okay, or kids with black lineage in them. Okay, just because the organs, because they're the strongest species, and those are organs of preference. Actually, believe it or not, out of all the organs, the kidney is the most precious organ that you can get. And when I see articles about kids getting in accidents and all that, okay, several kids in the bus accidents, it's one of the things or whatever to where these things start popping up in my mind like this. Okay, I mean, it's very, 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 very serious. And it's one of the things that we have to try to do a better job, if we're not doing it already, looking out after our kids. Start looking out after each other, as children, that type of stuff. Okay, It's really, really sad, but I think that's something that probably everybody needs to see. Okay, and I think that's one of the industries, because it is an industry, it is a business, and one of the subjects that I think are not really talked about enough. It happens right here in America. America's the number one spot, actually, where children get snatched up. In fact, this is not the video for that, but there's some island that they have children out there in the Caribbean. If I were to name a bunch of stars or whatever, okay, and politicians, for example, one and his wife, okay, that was in charge of it, had some other girlfriend politician that was busted for Haitian children and then made her in charge of the Amber Alert. If I were to call out all these names or whatever, I would pretty much shake up a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People that you know and love, okay? People that you guys, y'all worship. All right? And they into things like spirit cooking. Look that up, all right? Where what they go and cook a child's breast or something like that and eat it half raw. All right, I hate to tell you, but some of these military bases too, where child sacrifices are performed. Okay, so I can go much deeper than that. So I thought I'd add on my little 2 cents. So you need to probably watch that movie there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I don't mean to grotesque anybody as if you're a kid or whatever. All right, but maybe you need to ask maybe more questions, or parents, you can talk to your children and make each other more abreast about what I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, I got some food I want to eat and I want to chill out for a little while. And I'm gonna have to leave you, but I got other things I want to talk about while I'm on vacation here, where I can actually have a talk with the family. So let me know what you think about this video. All right, check it out once again. Check it out once you get a minute. Okay, that movie.